I was having a great time, but it didn't take very long before it started to become a nightmare. I found myself where I could not stop drinking at all.
Well, today we're here with Holley. Holley is a recent graduate of our recovery program, and we want to learn a little bit about her life and how it's been here at Wayside. So, Holley, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up here at Wayside Christian Mission.
Okay. I'm 64 years old. I was raised in Orlando, Florida. And I started drinking alcohol when I was 12 years old, off and on for most of my adult life. And I found myself in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have a son and grandchildren there. And I moved from Orlando to be with them. And I have had some extended time in recovery, working through the AA program and sponsorship. I was heavily involved in service. But when I relocated to Charlotte from Florida, I kind of fell off. I didn't continue doing what I had been taught in the program. And I relapsed after 14 years of sobriety and was out there for almost a year. And in that year, I had completely destroyed my life. I had lost pretty much everything that had meant anything to me. I had been evicted from a home I lived in, and by the grace of God, and that praying to God and asking God to help me, one night He did help me. I was found myself in an ambulance, being taken to the hospital because I was extremely intoxicated. I believe I passed out and fell. And I was taken to an ambulance to a hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they more amazingly and miraculously had a flyer for Wayside Christian Mission in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
And it was what a blessing and that was for me, to be able to. I was a little afraid at the beginning, because I'd never been to Louisville, Kentucky. I think I'd passed through once, and I knew I would be going where I didn't know anyone. But my disease had taken me to the point where if I didn't do something, I knew I was going to die. I was down to 80 pounds, and extremely ill. I was kept in the hospital for almost 3 weeks before they would even release me to come to Wayside. And they, by the grace of God, I got on a Greyhound bus. I made a decision that I wanted to live, and for God told me, I just knew that this was the right place for me. And I got on the Greyhound bus and I came to Wayside, and my life has changed so dramatically
That's great.
from the point where I got here.
That's great. So, you had a good long stretch of sobriety. So, have you thought about exactly what was it that brought you off track?
Yes, ma'am. I quit doing the things that it takes to stay sober that I've been taught in AA. I quit calling my sponsor. I stopped going to meetings. My life got really busy and really good. And I kind of lost sight of the fact that my life had become really good. And I had become busy as a result of staying sober and relying on my God.
Mhm.
And I kind of just took the show back over. And the relapse was the worst I'd ever been in my whole
Wow.
life. Mhm.
So, what was it like in your relapse? Can you describe that a little bit?
Oh, it was just misery. First, the first month or so, it probably felt like, good old days. I was having a great time. But it didn't take very long before it started to become a nightmare. I found myself where I could not stop drinking at all. I would wake up in the morning so sick that I would be shaking and my mind would be racing. And I felt like if I didn't get a drink, I was going to die. And I couldn't face the consequences that had already started happening. I lost my job. My son was no longer speaking with me. I was not seeing my grandchildren within 3 months of my relapse. And uh, I just felt I started losing complete hope. Mhm.
Well, how did your faith help you in your recovery here at Wayside?
I've always believed in God. Um, and even during my relapse, I would pray to God to help me. And I knew there was a solution. I just couldn't figure out, didn't know if it was going to work for me again
Mhm.
because I had done so much damage. God is everything to me. I know that the only reason I'm sitting here today is because of God. He saved me. And that day, the last day I was out there, I know I said, God help me, probably at least 20 times that day. and it took getting me in an ambulance.
Mm.
He did help me. I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful.
I'm glad you found your way here.
Yes, ma'am, me too.
So tell me a little bit about what it is like for a client here at Wayside Christian Mission in the recovery program. Tell me a little bit about your schedule, how it is with all of the other people around.
When I first got here, it was a little overwhelming. We do go to, we start early in the morning at 6 o'clock. We have our meditation, and then we have our recovery classes, and then we do the AA meetings at night. So first of all, it was a little challenging, but as I continued to go to the classes and to go to the meetings, I started to feel connected. I learned about the disease concept and something I had never really been taught. Even in my previous sobriety for 14 years and through sponsors in the program, I was never taught about the disease concept. It was just eye-opening to learn about the disease concept that, it wasn't morally bad or, weak as a person, that I had a disease. And, that it was just a turning point for me. It was a real turning point for me.
Good.
So, and today, we're with the other people within the program and the other clients in the program. I've developed a sense of fellowship. People that have struggled just like I have and have found their way to this program. And it's really important to me today for the people, newcomers in the program, to encourage them and to let them know that this does work. And, and I can be an example of that today. Before I got here, I just felt like I had nothing to give to anyone. And today I feel like I have something I can give back to people, and that's just simply encouragement and a hug when you need it sometime.
That's true.
It's so important.
That's true. So you have graduated the program now.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell a little bit about what you're doing now with Wayside Christian Mission.
So now with Wayside Christian Mission, I've been working for Mr. Mosley, Miss Nina and Mr. Mosley as an administrative assistant. I came with a background. I had been doing that for about 38 years of my life, and I came with a background of it. And when I first got here, I didn't think that I would ever be productive again. And I wondered if I had done too much damage as a result of my drinking. And I drank a lot for that year, really a lot. And I wasn't sure that I still had what it took to do it. And since I've been working for Mr. and Mrs. Mosley, is began to build my confidence. I've built my confidence. Each day I feel like I'm learning new things. And I think it's very important we continue to learn new things. And I feel a sense of self-worth. I work in helping people that donate items to Wayside Christian Mission, which is so important. And, one of the greatest gifts of that is that I have learned that there are really good people, good and kind people that really want to help Wayside Christian Mission and the people, and they understand, and we're not judged, and all they want to do is help. And I had kind of lost that over the last few years. And, we see a lot of bad stuff on the news and stuff, and we always hear how people are taking from people, and I get to sit in a position where I get to see the kindness and compassion and generosity of others, and that kind of encourages me to do the same with my fellows and elsewhere.
Well, I know you've been a very good worker here at Wayside Christian Mission, and a lot of people have come to depend on you. So that's really good. And so you're helping yourself, but you're helping the mission be able to help others as well. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good, Miss Nina. It does. It does. It brings me a sense of self-worth that I hadn't had in a very long time. I have a joy for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have a sense of doing something really good and giving back
Right.
to what was so freely given to me by Wayside Christian Mission.
What are your plans for the future, looking forward?
I intend on staying with Wayside Christian Mission for a good period of time. Once, maybe, I don't have, not in the near future, but I do plan to retire someday.
Yes.
And, I've been blessed enough that when I got here to Wayside Christian Mission, I took some steps to assure the security of my future. I was helped to get my Social Security retirement benefits. I was assisted with that by Mr. Aaron and other staff members here. So I've kind of secured my future financially. So for now, for me, it's about giving back
Mm.
and being a productive member of society. So, and then eventually I will retire with a cat and a, nice little peaceful life where I can still, but I still want to give back.
And then you can volunteer.
Yes,
Then
yes,
you can
ma'am.
become a volunteer instead of
Absolutely.
worker.
Yes, ma'am. And I look forward to that.
That's great because we really love our volunteers at Wayside Christian Mission, and it takes a lot to keep a place this size going.
Oh, yes.
So we appreciate your help in that, and we're so glad that you're back on track and doing well and being such a blessing to us now. One of the things that you do as an administrative assistant for Wayside Christian Mission is field telephone calls, and that includes calls about donating items to the mission from folks out in the community. Tell us a little bit about how that process works and how you keep all of that straight and how you handle all of that.
Well, with the donation line, we have a designated line where the community can call in and donate different items to Wayside Christian Mission. We receive a lot of donations of furniture, clothing, baby clothes, and toys, and just various items that really, really help our community here. And that is through the generosity of the community, the people who call in. I enjoy that. Probably the best part of my job is because people call in and they want to give and be generous to Wayside, and they understand the needs and they want to be a part of that. When I get a call, is I generate a ticket, what we call a ticket for a pickup here. And we have two gentlemen that go out on a daily basis and go out in the community and pick up our donations. Once we get a few days prior to pickup, I'll give them a call and let them know exactly what day we're going to be out there. And then our drivers go out and pick up the items. They're brought back to Wayside Christian Mission. And again, I find it such a joy. So many people, again, for me, the greatest part of that is I get to see that there are really good people still in this world.
Yes.
That want to help others and want to be there. And they don't judge, they're not looking at people being homeless. They're not judging people being homeless or the situation that might have occurred that got them there. All they want to do is help.
Right. And the Louisville community's been very generous over the years to Wayside Christian Mission. They do want to help. One of the nice things is that we do take so much. And the reason we do that is because we have so many people that we want to help with clothing. And a lot of people don't know that when our folks are able to get their own apartments and move out, we try to furnish their apartments for them free from the donations that we have from the community. So we try to provide them with beds, sofas, dining room tables and chairs, pots and pans, towels, sheets, linens, everything that you need to keep a household running. And so that's one of the nice things about having so many donations is that we are able to provide these things for our clients moving out. So it's very important that we have somebody on task that can talk to people, schedule those pickups, and it's not a easy thing scheduling either. You have to have folks together in the same areas and how much can we get on that truck, and judge the time and everything. So it's a very detailed job that you have, but a very important one.
Yes, ma'am. And it is, like I said, it's one of the greatest parts of my position, the role I get to play here at Wayside Christian Mission.
What about appliances?
Oh, we pick up appliances. We pick up stoves, refrigerators, washers and dryers, and they go to tremendous use here at Wayside Christian Mission between the shelter and the hotel. I know that when I got here, I had one bag of clothes. That was it. That's all I had left. I had lost everything. So when I transition out, I'm going to need furniture and appliances. And I'm grateful to know that Wayside Christian Mission will be here for me when that time comes.
I think the only appliances we don't pick up are ones that are not fully operable.
Yes,
because we don't have anybody that can repair them.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's a great gift when we get those items and are able to pass them along when folks move out.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Holley, we want to thank you for your time here today, and we especially want to thank you for all the work that you do to help Wayside Christian Mission further its mission and to help all of the people that we have here. Now that you're a graduate, you're more into helping people instead of being helped. And we appreciate all of that you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Mosley. It saved my life here. I don't believe I would have lasted another day out there.
Wow.
And God had plans for me.
And you found a brochure about Wayside Christian Mission down in
Charlotte, North
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yes. That's amazing.
It was a God thing for sure.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.